Hello friends. Robert spent his days in the quiet rhythm of the store, watching the cameras, checking the locks and keeping an eye on the customers. His work wasn't exciting, but it gave him peace of mind. However, what really made him special was the camaraderie he shared with the staff. They weren't just colleagues, they were friends. Each of them brought their own spark to the small store, and gradually it became difficult for Robert to imagine that he was somewhere else. This was his hideout. But one evening, everything changed. When Robert went out on shift, he saw him, a small shaggy dog standing at the entrance. At first, he thought it was just another lost man. But when their eyes met, something inside him dropped. The dog's gaze was full of quiet longing, as if he had seen nothing but pain and rejection for too long. Night after night, the dog that Robert had started calling Duck appeared at the same time, silently waiting. The staff started leaving him food, pizza leftovers, pieces of bread, and he devoured it greedily. But it was clear, he wasn't just hungry. He was alone. However, the rules in the store were strict. Pets are not allowed. And so, no one dared to let him in. Robert felt his heart ache every time he locked himself in, looking at Duck's tired face outside the door. It's been weeks. Duck seemed to become part of the rhythm of the store, always waiting there, but his eyes began to lose the spark. Robert knew it wasn't enough to feed him. He needed more, a real home, real care. One evening, when Robert went outside to leave another piece of food, Artyom, a junior colleague, approached him. "Have you noticed how sad he is?" asked Artyom, glancing at Duck. "He's not just looking for food." Robert's throat tightened. Until that moment, he hadn't realized how much the dog had affected him. "I think I can take him," Artyom continued in a flat voice. "I can give him a house. If that's okay with you." Relief washed over Robert, but there was also something else, an overwhelming sense of loss. He had become attached to Duku, and it was harder to let him go than he expected. But Artyom was sincere. He could have given Duku the love he needed. The next day, after the store closed, Robert saw Artyom kneeling next to Duck. The dog hesitated, then, as if making a decision, approached him. Robert felt something move inside him as he watched them leave the store together, and now the dog's tail was wagging weakly. Duck was no longer alone.